mid-war. So we're going to get to see what our mid-war cards are. Just to sort of recap, based on what you can see on the screen, I am starting this turn with the China card and UN intervention. That's a pretty solid position to be in. Soviets have 13 points. Not fantastic. We're about to see some mid-war cards. Yay. So let's take a look. We got some here. We have Latin American death squads. All the coup attempts in Central and South America are +1 for the remainder of the turn, while all opponents' coup attempts are -1. And that one's fun. Cultural Revolution. If I have the China card, the Soviets get it face up and available to play. If they already have it, they get 1 victory point. It's pretty cool for them. The U2 incident, Soviets get a point, and if UN intervention is played later this turn, they get an additional point. I have UN intervention, so that concerns me. Flower power, anytime I play a war card, so Arab-Israeli War, Korean, Brush, Indo-Pakistani, or Iran-Iraq, they'll get 2 victory points. And that's if I play it as an event or as operations. So even if I'm not using it to actually trigger a war, they'll get 2 victory points. Not a fan. And then colonial rear guards. Let me add 1 influence in each of 4 different African and or Southeast Asian countries. So this is like decolonization. This is like the Soviets decolonization card. Let's recap where we are on the space race. I'm here, and the Soviets are here. I want to be here by the end of this turn. Now, remember that in the mid-war, Central America, South America, and Africa scoring cards are added in, as is Southeast Asia, but the Southeast Asia scoring card looks a little bit different, and it has an asterisk. It'll only be scored once, and then it'll be removed. Whereas the other scoring cards are now just all in the mix, except for Asia and the Middle East, because we had them during turn 3 last video, so I am less inclined to worry about those places right now. I need to shore up Central America, Europe. Need to get some business going on in Africa and South America. Now, these continents, these regions are a little bit weird because we didn't get to this in the rules video. DEFCON limits where you can coup or realign in Europe, Asia, and the Middle East, but it doesn't limit it in Central, South America, or Africa. Which means if we're at DEFCON 2, we can still coup all day long in the non-battleground countries over here. And you'll see that they have quite low stability numbers. So it gets pretty ridiculous. It's hard to keep those non-battleground countries. So what do I want to headline becomes the question. Defectors. Yeah, let's go ahead. We'll headline defectors, which cancels the Cuban Missile Crisis, which is another of the mid-war cards. Let's take a look at it. So DEFCON is set to 2. Any further coup attempts, so since the Soviets would have played this, any coup attempts made by me anywhere on the board would result in global thermonuclear war. I would lose the game. It may be canceled at any time if the Soviet player removes 2 influence from Cuba or the American player removes 2 influence from either West Germany or Turkey. Remove from play if used as an event. The defectors doesn't remove it because the event didn't trigger. So Cuban Missile Crisis might show up later on. But for now it's going to be in the discard. Where are you cooing? Oh, that's some garbage. So I had 6 here, double this plus this. They had 8, so they got 2 influence there. And I don't have anything in Africa right now, which is not how I want to live my life. So I got to get to cooing. I like the idea of cooing Libya, I'm not gonna lie, because it's adjacent to these these little African countries. It's the Middle East. We already had Middle East scoring, but I got to get to Kuwait. That's a thing that's got to happen. I got to get some military action points here. So, but I do have this. I will do that. I will do that later. I want a coup first. So we'll go ahead and resolve the event. That's fine. If I play a war card, the Soviets get 2 victory points. I'm going to try very hard to remember that, because that very much seems like the sort of thing that I'm going to forget. So the stability is at 4, 2 doubled, plus 2 is 6. So I need to roll at least a 2 to wipe them out, and anything else, I'll get some influence on there. Good odds. Fantastic result. So DEFCON goes down to 2. I now have 4 influence in Libya, and I got 4 military operations, so I'm not going to worry about that for the rest of the turn. Let's see what they do next. Hopefully they're not scoring Africa. Oh, goodness. I should have checked that. Oh, goodness. Thank goodness. Okay, so they're going to put 2 influence in Asia, which is fine. In Southeast Asia, that's okay. Let's do colonial colonial rear guards, which will let me put 1 influence in each of 4 different African and or Southeast Asian countries. I'm going to come down here to these little guys. Put 1 there. How does that affect that? Favorably. I have 1 more. Let's take that away. Oh, yeah. I'm going to play the China card next, I think, to get some action happening over here. Maybe remove all Soviet influence in Egypt and add 1 American influence. Huzzah! And then they cooed me out of the Sudan. Sudan, not Sudan. It sounded like I said they cooed me out of the car. So let's play 5-year plan for the influence. Go ahead and take that one. We'll take that one. We'll take that one. That should even Africa out. Hey, put it in my favor. I still need to get some stuff going on over here. I will deal with that in a few minutes. This isn't going to happen. This is going to happen. So they're playing this card, which I already have it. I get to add 4 U.S. influence in Asia, no more than 2 per country. Hey, now. That's pretty cool. We'll add 2 there. It is the Philippines. It is considered part of this. So we'll add 2 over there. Beautiful. And then they'll have 3 operation points, which I'm not that bothered. Where did they use it? Where did they put it? In East Germany. Yeah, that's fair. I never took over East Germany. That's my fault. Okay. What am I doing? I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. Let's shore up our position over here a little bit. Let's UN intervene on, nope, the U2 incident to place influence Panama and Mexico. Space race. You heard that? That was my stomach growling. Oh, I love the Voice of America. This lets me remove 4 Soviet influence from non-European countries. Really? Yep. Yep. No more than 2 from each country, so we'll do that. Spending a lot of time in Europe, making me a little bit nervous. Alright, so for Europe, let's go ahead and use China card. Go there. 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 Probably would have been better to use that in Europe, but I can't really justify it to use it in Asia because I should try to take that back. Oh, really? So, I have presents. I have 2 battleground countries, so I get 3 points. Interesting. Let's go ahead and Space Race Cultural Revolution. I need to get a 1 through 4. I did! I could play 2 Space Race cards. So I could Space Race Socialist Governments. Stop messing around in Europe. We have 41 cards in the draw. Yeah, let's Space Race it. I need to get a 1 through a 3. And I did. So I got 2 victory points. Wonderful. We both met our military ops. Thank goodness. Alright, 5. Southeast Asia scoring, Africa scoring. Southeast Asia scoring, I'm definitely 100% for. Alright, so we have Blockade, which we all know and love. Which makes me have to discard a card worth 3 or greater, which I will do with de Gaulle. Pope John Paul II removes 2 Soviet influence in Poland and adds 1 American. That's pretty cool. Portuguese Empire crumbles, adds 2 Soviet influence in both the Southeast African states and Angola, which are down here. Junta lets me place 2 influence in any 1 Central or South American country, and I can make a free coup attempt or realignment roll in one of those regions. I could get into Brazil with that card. Korean War is dumb. It'll be, well, you know what though? I am adjacent in Japan and Taiwan. So they would have to roll a 6 in order to win. They get 2 victory points, and they would replace all of my influence, all 1 of my influence with their 2. De Gaulle leads France, remove 2 American influence in France, and add 1 Soviet, which isn't a thing. Now looking at the 2 scoring cards, Southeast Asia would give me 2 points, and Africa would give me 1 point. I don't want to headline any of the scoring cards. I don't like giving them the option. So let's headline. We're going to headline Blockade. So they're adding 1 Soviet influence in each of 4 non-US controlled countries in Eastern Europe. eventually. And I'm discarding this card. So that gets that out of my hand. I am in control of my own fate. I can still space race 2 cards. So during the next scoring of the Middle East or Asia, subtract 1 battleground country from Soviet's total number. I could really sway things in my favor. Boo! Say Kuta and Angola. They had a 7. I had 4 there, so they get to put 3. And now I can't coup back in Angola. So let's go ahead and just play Southeast Asia scoring. It's going to be my best bet. So the Soviets have 3 of the 1-point cards, or 1-point countries. I have 3, but I also have the 2-point country, Thailand. So I net 2 points. Chipping away at that Soviet lead. That's a lot of influence. See, I don't have anything that's that big. Africa makes me nervous. How many points is it? It's just 5, though. Let's play this for the event. I want to take Poland away from the Soviets. So it removed 2 of their influence and added 1 from me. So they went from 4-0 to 2-1 in Poland. Cool. So Panama Canal adds 1 influence. Come back, Panama Canal. In Panama, in Venezuela, and in Costa Rica. Obviously for the United States. Interesting. What's Europe looking like? Alright. I do not care if they score Europe right now. So I'm going to play Latin American Death Squads for the influence. No. I'm going to play it to coup here. Since it's not a battleground country, it won't lower DEFCON status, but it will give me military operation points. And I got an influence point over there. So that's cool. I want to play Junta to just put 2 in Venezuela and be done with it, but this space raced successfully, so they get a point. That's fine. That's fine. I too am gonna space race. South America will have to wait. We'll use this as influence to take that one. I can't even take 2 of them. But what I can do, you know what? It's fine. I'm just going to space race this. Ideally, I will put a man in orbit. I failed, but I get to try again. So I think I'm just going to score Africa going to be the only way that I could chip down at their score is if I take away one of their battleground countries. And I don't see that being a possibility. Well, especially because they just added more. Great. Bully for them. Well, let's just play it. I'm not going to be able to do anything. I have value 2 cards. They're not gonna do anything. I need to really buckle down. We'll have enough cards. We won't have to shuffle in the discard cards for round 6, for turn 6. So that means rude. They just realigned me out of Venezuela. We're going to have Europe scoring and South America scoring next turn. So nice try. I wonder where else they're going to realign. So I'm trying to think which is better for me. To get to see their headline card, or to get an advantage, to get an advantage in South America. I'm going to try to see their headline card. Let's space race. Yay! Boy, that would have been terrible if I'd made a mistake again. There's a whole other round that I forgot about. Alright, I get to do everything my heart dreamt of. Alright, so these cards are fun. Don't care about that. So, there's Bear Trap and there's Quagmire. And the Soviets already played Quagmire for influence points. But what Bear Trap does is the Soviets don't get to take a regular turn. They have to, or a regular round. They have to discard a card worth 2 or more and roll a 1 through 4 in order to cancel the event. If they don't, the next round they have to do the same thing. They have to discard a card worth 2 or more and roll a 1 through 4. If they don't have any ops cards that are worth 2 or more, then they can only play scoring cards until the end of the turn. You don't get out of playing scoring cards. So, and it's going to stay out as long as they don't roll properly. Well, properly. So it'll trigger next turn, which is awesome. Alright, so let's go ahead and play for the event. And we'll put 2 influence down in Brazil. Nobody lost any victory points. Turn 6. We're halfway done with mid-war. So, what do we have here? Europe scoring and South America scoring. And I get to see their headline first because of the space race. So let's look at what our new cards are. Nuclear subs. U.S. coup attempts in battleground countries do not affect the DEFCON track for the remainder of the turn. So it means I can coup in a battleground country and it won't lower it. Kitchen debates. If I control more battleground countries than Soviets, I get to poke them in the chest and gain 2 victory points. Now, you'll notice when this is down here, there's a big red X on it because I don't control more battleground countries than my opponent. Willy Brandt is the worst. Gives the Soviets a point. They get one influence in West Germany, and it cancels NATO for West Germany. I don't like it. South America scoring. OPEC. Soviets get 1 victory point for each of the following countries he controls or she controls. Of those 7 countries, that's a good one. Camp David Accords. I get a victory point, and I get an influence in Israel, Jordan, and Egypt. Israel, Jordan, and Egypt. It's not the worst thing ever. Grain sales to the Soviets. Randomly choose a card from the Soviet hand. Play to return it. If the Soviet player has no cards or returned, use this card to conduct operations normally. I like that. Europe scoring. and the Brezhnev Doctrine, which is like containment for the Soviets. They get to increase their ops value of their cards. And they're going to play Brush War, which lets them choose any country with stability of 1 or 2. Any country except Europe, because NATO is in effect. They get to roll dice, subtract 1 for every adjacent enemy country, blah, blah, blah. If they win, they get a victory point or replace all of my influence with theirs. We will headline grain sales to the Soviets. I like that. Where are you going to be instigating this brush war, my friend? My bear-shaped friend? Rude. Good. So they tried to brush war in Brazil. There was no modifier because I don't control any adjacent countries. They still had to get a 3, 4, 5, or 6. And they get the 3 military ops, which is good for them. But they don't get the victory point. They don't get to replace my influence with theirs. Haha. So, gross. Alright. So I can either play that card or return it. I'm going to be returning that card because it does nothing for me. It's a Soviet card, which means I get to conduct operations as though I had played a 2 card. Now, what I kind of want to do, knowing that I have both of these scoring cards, I kind of want to come down here and get domination in South America because bear trap is still a thing. They're not going to be able to actually do anything to counteract me in South America. So I am going to do that. And that gives me domination. And the Wind Battleground would give me 6 points. So let's see what card they get rid of for the bear trap. Ugh. Dang. So they got rid of this one, and they did roll a 1 through 4. They rolled a 4. So it means next time they'll be able to do whatever they want. Bear trap is gone. Goodbye, my beloved bear trap. But I will play South America scoring, which will get me 6 points. And I have Europe scoring. I know that they don't have it. I'm in control of when Europe is scored. Me. I'm in control. What's our space race going to look like? I want those points. Ooh, really? So remember, I can participate or boycott. Participate comes down to a die roll with a +2 modifier for them. The winner gets 2 victory points. Boycott, lower DEFCON 1 level, and they get to perform as though they had a 4-hour card. I do not want to boycott. Of course they did. They got an 8 on a D6 roll. That's pretty suspicious. They got 2 of those points back. What would they score in Europe? Gross. Can't let that happen. Not on my watch. Not great. Not great. Oh, it's me. Cool. Alright. I'm going to do something that's probably dumb. I'm going to use the China card. Because none of my cards are very high value to mess with East Germany. Just go in there and like ruffle their hair. So this is a fun card. They could have used it, because they're behind in the space race, to move 2 boxes forward on the space race track, which is pretty cool. But they used it for influence instead. So, what did they do? What did they do? I was too busy worrying about other things. Tunisia and Benelux. If I were to score Europe right now, it would be a wash, which I kind of like. I kind of like that idea. Let's just get it out. Just get it so nobody gets any points from it. It's fine. It's fine. I do need to do this, though. Use nuclear subs. To coup. What is that here? So they get to look at my cards. This is the Soviet version of the CIA created. And then they can conduct operations as if they played a one-off card. They did a coup down here, but it's not a battleground country. And they failed. Ha! So DEFCON stays at 3. That's cool. We will do a coup with nuclear subs. We'll do a coup in Zaire. The best I could do. So I got an 8. They had 4 in Zaire, so you add 4. And there you have it. Great. And now they can't coup me back. So all the scoring cards have come out by now. We only have 9 cards left in here, which means we're going to shuffle up this discard. We'll get all those scoring cards again. Yipes. That's a great card. So this lets you improve DEFCON 1 level. And then not only are you doing that, but you get to conduct operations as if you had played a 4-ops card. It's a fabulous card. It's fabulous. Stop taking stuff away from me. The worst. The worst. Let's space race the Brezhnev doctrine. Hey, look at that. I got 3 victory points. Beautiful. Let's see. Might just win this space race. I might just. It is useful when they're not trying at all, and I'm able to play 2 space race cards per turn. That's pretty great. So, it's mid-war, which means I get to remove 1 Soviet influence from 3 countries in Eastern Europe. I don't mind if I do. Let's take you, let's take you, and let's take you. Boy, that would have been nice. I still had Europe scoring. Let's not get greedy. I still have a mess in Africa I have to take care of. Everything else is looking not untenable. Tenable, I guess you could say. So what did they do with that? 1 in Poland and 1 in Australia. Why would you take Australia from me? It just seems unnecessary. Slightly vindictive. So Willy Brandt gives 1 victory point. OPEC gives a crap ton. So let's space race OPEC. Successfully! Which means I can now discard a held card. Goodbye, Willy Brandt. You're no use to me. This guy I will play as an event. Boo, what? Why are you being so vindictive? I say as though I don't know. Well, great. I was going to play that as an event, but I'm not going to now. Because I need to take that guy back. And I need to take that guy back. Oh, bother. Yep. So, DEFCON ended at 3, not 2, like I was hoping it would. So I lost a victory point. But I get to discard a held card. Hopefully it prompts me. It does. Let's discard Willy Brandt. Now, I know that that's just going to get shuffled back in and maybe they'll get it. Maybe I'll get it again. But fingers crossed that doesn't happen. Alright, so it's turn 7, which is... Come on. Oh my god, it never ends. Well, I didn't get it back, so that's a good thing. Okay, so this is the last turn of mid-war. Hey, we might even make it into late war. It's looking likely. I probably jinxed myself. I don't like that I don't have any scoring cards. Cool. Okay, that's bad news. So the headline card that they've played is, unless UN Intervention is played as an event on my next round, the Soviets get 3 victory points prior to any American victory point award. And DEFCON gets lowered 1 level. Boopity-doo. Okay, so kitchen debates we know. The U.S. controls more battleground countries than the USSR. Poke opponent in chest and gain 2 victory points. It doesn't have the X on it anymore, which means it could be true. Alliance for Progress is awesome. I get 1 victory point for each U.S.-controlled battleground country in Central America and South America. So that'd be 1, 2, 3. Could be better. Salt negotiations. Improves DEFCON 2 levels. Further coup attempts incur -1 die roll modifier for both players for the remainder of the turn. I could sort through the discard pile and reclaim 1 non-scoring card, but there's no discard pile at the moment. So, I'm not going to headline that. Puppet governments. I can add 1 influence in 3 countries that currently contain no influence from either power. That's interesting. South African unrest lets the Soviets either put 2 influence here or 1 here and 2 in adjacent countries. This is from early war. We are familiar with it. Grand sales to the Soviets. I'm a fan of. Indo-Pakistani war. Oh no, then they'll get 2 victory points because of firepower. So I gotta space race that. I don't know if I can. I can't. Oh no. Because my space race has to be 3 ops now because I am a grown-up in space. Alright, well, looks like we'll be discarding that at the end of our turn. So let's go ahead and do grand sales. Sure. So, no, I'm going to be returning this card. I'm not going to play that card. That's ridiculous. So my 2 ops, I will use to... All of the scoring. It's a world of scoring potential. I'm going to take Eastern Germany. Yes. Okay. I could do that again. I could take that card again with salt negotiations. And then... it's not a bad idea. What? It's reasonable. They couped in Brazil. Brazilian coup. Classic move. Well, now they control more battleground countries than I do those so-and-sos. That's fine. I will play... Alright, I'm going to play that for the influence. And 2 more influence. Do 1 in Egypt. Where else have things gone awry? Costa Rica. So this will go away. So they already got their 3 points. Congratulations, Soviets. As long as they don't take another battleground, I can play kitchen debates. Please. They didn't. Grand. So, we'll play this for the event. I get 2 victory points. Not bad. And I get to poke a robot in the chest. It really should be on the box of the digital port, which there's no box. I'm not making any sense. event. 2 influence. Rude. Good. The realignment in Panama didn't work, but they did put 2 in Mexico, which makes me pretty upset. But I can realign in Mexico. And I will. I will realign in Mexico using... OPEC's pretty dangerous. They're going to get a good amount of points for that. Stop! Rude. Alright. Well, dang it. I want to use these all as... Alright, we're going to use this as the event. We're going to put 1 here, 1 here, and 1 here. I think that was my best play. Oh, I could have done India. Oh, India. Coup. Where are you cooing? Successfully in the Saharan states. That's fine. Do I have... I don't have any non-battleground countries. Oh, wow. That's alright. Africa's not very many points. What about my big guns? My big countries. Speaking of, let's go ahead and space race OPEC. Success! You got 4 more victory points. That's lovely. That's very nice. The war... Hang on, how many more cards do I have to play? 1, 2, 3. So I'll end up playing these 3 cards. And the war I'll discard because I have that ability from the Eagle Has Landed. I get to remove 1 influence in 3 countries in Eastern Europe. Hello, Poland. And West Germany. And sure, make it harder to get, or East Germany rather, make it harder to get back into East Germany. What are you gonna do with those 3 points? Something terrible. Wow. Nobody has control of any countries in South America or Central America. Oh dear. I spoke too soon. Alright, where do they go in Asia? Japan and Guatemala. Okay. Wonderful. I still need some military points. So, I will use this card to coup back the Saharan states. Yep. Fabulous. Let's see. I don't think they have any scoring cards. We could have Africa scoring. That wouldn't be the worst. Oh, really? So, this is like that cultural revolution card that the Soviets have. If I have the China card, I get 2 victory points. Otherwise, I receive it face down and unavailable for immediate play. And I had it, so I got 2 victory points. Chipping away, chipping away. Oh, can I space race again? It seems to think I can. Let's give it a shot. Nope, I can't. Oh, I'd have to space race with it. Oh no, I still can't. Because it has to be a 4-op card. Oh, yikers. Okay. This would get me 1 point. Not good. So we'll place it for influence. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. Beautiful. Alright. What is your last hurrah, my friend? I can discard up to my entire hand, including scoring cards, and draw placement from the deck. Yeah, I'll discard both of these. That's cool. It's cool. Mexico, huh? I don't like that one bit. So, I'm going to use one. Oh, I could space race this. Yes. Failure, because I need a 1 or a 2. It's cool though. And I can discard one held card. Missile Envy I don't hate. I can exchange this card for my opponent's highest value operation card. If it is my event or applicable to both, it occurs immediately. If it's the opponent's event, I get to use the ops value. I kind of want to do that in headline in turn 8. So, this is, I'm not going to discard, committing my decision. We've made it to late war. Imagine that. So, I'm going to go ahead and stop the video here. And then the third installment of this very dramatic opera will unfold in the last video. And we'll see if we go all the way to 10 turns, or if the Soviets win, or if I miraculously pull out an early win, or if they trigger nuclear war again. Who's to say what's going to happen? So, I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you for part 3.